welcome to another episode of SLC Punkcast Live and Wired, the segment of the show where we talk about concerts that we have attended and concerts that will be happening around the world. Well, Dustin handles everything on the national and international scale. I keep things closer to home, and I get to talk about the shows that I attended / played and will be attending, and just anything else that's happening around in the Little Salt Lake Valley. Now, I played a show just this last Saturday on the 18th with Critical Rage Theory and, oh God, what were they called? What were they called? Clem. Yeah, Clem. The band called Clem. And yeah, Apathetics, we were the first one to play. We played excellently, and we had a big crowd. There was a lot of people showing up, a lot of friends, a lot of familiar faces. And I really wasn't expecting such a big turnout. I was happy. I was happy either way. We were playing a great show with some great bands, one of which I had never heard before. And that band indeed was Clem, but we'll get to them in a minute. Anyway, we played an awesome set. Everything sounded great. And our boy Tyler, our lead singer, he came down with a cold on show day. Get that? A fucking cold, the lead singer. And we were like, okay, what's gonna happen now? What are we gonna do? He said, I'll muscle through it. I'm just gonna, try and talk less when I'm there. Just save my voice for when I'm singing. And everyone said he sounded great despite his illness. People didn't even notice that he was sick. So he did a great job. Good on you, Tyler. And yeah, the show went off. The show went off very well. We played very well. I feel like we had a decent turnout. My mom and my dad came, and a lot of my friends, and my sister was the only one who couldn't make it out of everyone in my immediate family. But she had a good excuse. She was in Denver. But that was a great set that we played. Now Clem, that is a side project from Dave Sanchez, who is the guitarist and singer of Goat Sifter. And Goat Sifter, if you remember or if you have heard them, you understand that they are like a hardcore punk band that has a style rooted in a lot of Americana, like southwestern folk music. It's just got that appeal to it. It's got that drive. There's just like this old western style to it. It sounds fucking cool. Anyway, Clem is basically that, but just not as aggressive as Goat Sifter. It's definitely more just like a bluesy, folkish rock and roll, heavy rock and roll, if you will, and it's great. It was a lot of fun watching them up there in their element. I'm enjoying myself. I'm going crazy. I'm not going crazy. No, I had to save my craziness for the next band. I was just vibing with Clem. But the next band, Critical Rage Theory, the Rage Against the Machine cover band, oh yeah. It was a good time for sure. They were up there. They open up the set with Guerrilla Radio, and that was a fucking scorcher. It was just awesome to be bouncing around to that shit. And then they did Bulls on Parade, and Bulls on Parade, I tell you, I lost my fucking shit. Like when it came to that last breakdown, when they're just screaming Bulls on Parade, I just jumped around and just sort of flailing my fists everywhere, just going fucking ape shit like this. And it just basically cleared the room. One of my friends came up to me afterwards and he says, man, I was afraid to get in the pit because of you. I mean, I was doing my shit. I was pushing each other around. But dude, then you came in. Oh, fuck. You scared me. I said, well, I'm sorry. I really love that song. Anyway, they went on through the list. They did some great songs. They did People Are the Sun. They did Know Your Enemy. They did Testify, and they also did I can't remember their set list right now. I have their set list. I picked it off of the stage when they were done. Oh, and I gotta point out the members. The singer, I can't remember his name, but he did a fucking great send up to Zach De La Roca. Just had the same energy and the same bravado, the same power in his voice. And Sophia, she was doing a great job. Her best Tom Morello impression, the guitar anyway, and yeah, Squid, she was just killing it on those fucking bass lines, And Phil, why do I keep calling him Phil? Steve. I've been calling him Phil ever since I met him, and I don't know why. But Steve, formerly of Dark Lord, he took over the drum duties on that. And you could tell during the parts where, oh yeah, Bomb Track. Bomb Track was the song I was thinking of. And you could, when they were doing the intro to Bomb Track, it's pretty technical. It's got its own little, it's got a feel to it. It's got a vibe to it. And I would know because I played it. I have played this song. I have learned like so many of the great Rage Against the Machine bass lines. And I know how fucking precise that intro is. So I just see them up there. Sophia, Steve, and Squid are just locking eyes. Like, okay, we got it? We got it? And then, okay, and break, boom, so you can tell that there was like there were some hiccups. But they played very well, and really you only notice them because these are songs that have been listened to for fucking over 30 years, and people have listened to them. They've absorbed them. They know them in and out, so they're gonna notice the mistakes. You're just a cover band. You're just a cover band. You're doing your best imitation of a band that people love. That's just what it is, literally. But what they did it well. They did it very well. It was such good energy. It was the closest thing that I will ever get to seeing Rage Against the Machine live at this point. And of course, they closed the set with Killing in the Name. And yeah, I have my disdains with that song. I have my reservations with it. But when it's played live, when you're singing it with everybody else, yeah, it's definitely a different vibe for sure. And their MC in between like certain bits when they were letting the guitars just kind of the guitars would drone on with like all these noises. It would set the mood, and he would just be laying down all these bars, all these raps that he wrote. And they were very fucking good. Yeah, he is a masterclass, a master MC. So that was really fucking cool. Oh, they also did Sleep Now in the Fire. Like I said, they played the hits. The songs that I really would have wanted them to play, I mean, I already knew they weren't going to do Settle for Nothing, but I was hoping that they would play Bullet in the Head. That is another one of my, in the top 3 of my favorite Rage songs. It is a fucking... If you're a Rage fan, you know Bullet in the Head like it's the back of your fucking hand. Anyway, I went and talked to all the guys afterwards. I congratulated them, said that you played very well. Are you guys going to be writing original material? And they said, yeah, we're planning on it. We would like to have this going. This is sort of like a trial run of what we want our music to sound like. Critical Rage Theory. Yeah, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. All these guys, they are very talented musicians and lyricists, and I think that they could create something good, something different, something that is, that hasn't been seen in Salt Lake, at least not to my immediate knowledge. And if it has, it's definitely been a long time. The closest I can think of that's like a hardcore punk metal adjacent MC was Focus or Folk Knowledge, Naj One, whatever moniker you want to give him. He was the straight edge rapper who was in with all the Grudge City guys, all the Grudge City hardcore bands, did some songs with Cherim. But yeah, that was the extent of it. I can't think of any other band that has tried to follow in the same footsteps as Rage Against the Machine that was local. So I hope I hope that Critical Rage Theory is the first one. So that was the extent of the shows that I attended last week. Not even attended, played. But what's coming up this week, you may ask? Well, on the 24th, we have a couple of good shows. We got Blood Lemon and Nadezhda, who are playing at the DLC. It is going to be $15. That starts at 8 p.m. Elsewhere, we have Hi-Fi Murder, MPNK, and the Apathetics, once again, playing a show near you. That'll be at the Ice House. It's $9. I'm sorry, I don't know how much it actually costs, but it starts at 9 p.m. It may be $9, maybe $10. I don't know how much it is. I know I'm playing the show, but that's all the information I have. Anyway, the 25th, you have the Mormon Land Ritual, which is a little mini fest with the bands Dethrone the Sovereign, Sacrilegion, Become the Void, Cosmlurk, Wicked Temple, and Damn Dirty Vultures. That's going to be at Aces High Saloon, starting sharply at 6 p.m. It's $15 to enter. But the one that I will be at that night is on the 25th is the Short Fuse reunion show. If you listen to our interview that we did earlier this week with Badger, Logan, and Chris, then you know what to expect. It is a house show. It's going to be at my house, the Poser Palace, DM for the address, and it's going to be $11, and it's a benefit show for a friend of ours who is trying to pay all the licensing fees to get his green card. I guess licensing fee is the wrong term, but he does have to come up. We have to come up with some money. And he has to come up with some money. We are helping him to come up with that sum so that he can get his green card, which is awesome. We don't want that guy to be fucking deported because, I mean, that sucks. Anyway, also on the 25th, there is a hardcore show courtesy of Jaws. She booked Beyond All Doubt. And they'll be playing with Impact, No Choice, Forever War, and Dying Earth. That'll be at the Fellowship Hall, $15, and it is all ages. Go figure. Anyway, starting at 8:30 p.m., folks. And then going into the next month, we have on the 1st of February, the countdown to Groundhog Day, which is, I guess, a little celebration that the Piper Down Pub downtown does. That'll be with Atypical Heroes and Frick, our boys in Frick. Well, boys and one girl, that being Sid, who is still a very good friend of mine. I love her. Yeah, that's going to be a fun time for sure. And then also on the 1st, we have the death metal ragers Skullfuck playing with Primal Aggression, Ritual of Despair, Tomb Dweller, and Utter Scorn. Utter Scorn, I say, abash to the Utter Scorn. Yeah, that's going to be a fucking metal rager up at Black Lung. And it's going to be $12, starts at 7 p.m. And we'll just go a little past, just a couple days past my time frame cutoff point, and we'll go into the 3rd because this is actually pretty awesome. Pull Your Card is making their return to Salt Lake. Pull Your Card. I did not know that those guys were still around. That is going to be an awesome show. Anyway, they'll be playing with Anti, which is ANTI. It's an acronym that spells anti. I don't know exactly what it stands for, and they will be playing with My Own Initiative. That's going to also be up at Black Lung. $15, starts at 7 p.m. Those are all the shows that are coming up. I hope you guys will be attending some of them. Hope to see some of your beautiful / ugly faces there. And I hope that we'll be having a good time. Just, take care of each other when you get to these shows. It's still fucking cold out there. It's going to be... There's a probability that it will be snowing on Saturday, so be careful when you're making your trek out there. Make sure your Uber drivers are safe if you are going that route. But yeah, that's what we got for the next week. I will be back to regale you with my tales from the pit. I hope to see you at one of those shows, and we will see you next week. Take care, fellas.
And now we go around the world. As per usual, in no particular order. We're going to start in Las Vegas this weekend tonight. Broke in Vegas. They're doing their locals only. This is, as you can see on the flyer, last couple shows. And this is all at the Punk Rock Museum. 8 p.m. is when the doors open, and you'll get to see Broke in Vegas, Bad Days Only, Dead at midnight. Tomorrow, the 25th, you'll get to see the Fall Aparts, Sandbox Bullies, and a Brutal Resistance. And then next week on Friday, TBS, The Quitters, and Al Gore Rhythm. So go check them out if you are in Vegas. Our pals in Hub City Stompers will be playing at Pino's Bar on February 7th. Hub City Stompers with the Best of the Worst and the Crypt Keeper 5. It's $12 to get in, 18 and older. So at least you 18, 19, and 20s, you can get in, but it is not all ages. It's in Highland Park, New Jersey at Pino's. Doors are at 7. Next, this fest looks awesome. The Beach Stomp Fest, which is February 7th and 8th. You can go to Melbourne, Florida. A lot of Florida bands on this. It's $35 in advance, $45 at the doors, $60 for the weekend, as it is 2 days. So for sure, just go spend the $60. Or if you can only make one day, definitely get your stuff in advance. But the doors are at 5. It is an all ages show. You can see some of those support advertisers. I can't think of the right word, but people that will be there that aren't specifically the bands along the right side of the flyer. The bands you get to see are The Virus, The Prowlers, Cinderblock, Klaxon, 45 Adapters, The Stress, XL Bully, Gavel, Veneno, Vicious Dream, Sick Dogs, Pena, Maxima, Wired Up, The Attack, and Acta Non Verba. A few of those bands, especially towards the bottom, are Florida bands, but you're getting bands traveling in from Rhode Island, from New York, quite a few from New York, from Canada, a lot of places. Make sure you get out and go check that fest out. Then some more New York bands on Sunday, February 2nd. You get to go see the New York Hounds. And I said New York bands, but the show is actually downstairs at Cambridge in Cambridge, Massachusetts, the Middle East downstairs. Oh, I'm all over the place. Brought to you by Friends, Family, Forever merch. And again, really cool bands. It's $30, $3:30. Get there. Matinees. Love the Sunday matinees. Bring those back. The New York Hounds, Haywire, Skinhead, Leave No Doubt, Rabid Few, Beton Army, All Killer, All Ages. Go check them out. Next, Outsider Magazine is bringing a show to Windsor, New York. This is Friday, January 24th, 2-day. It's $10, all ages. Love the all ages. They're not all ages, but take advantage of the ones that are. RBNX and the Car Bomb Parade, both there, both promoting their split EP. And then you'll also get to see Scarborough and Subtle Title. Hopefully I got that right. There's a full kitchen and bar. Come hungry. And you can also get more details at the nyoutsiders.com. Love those guys. They send me their stuff, at least on occasion, and I've got them all here. If you ever come to the studio, you can read some of those, but you can also go there and read the articles too on the website you'll see on the flyer. Next up, Saturday, January 25th, Toledo Panic from Ventura, California. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona at the Clubhouse, playing with the Besmirchers, Knife's Edge, Corky's Leather Jacket. Again, a bill full of killer bands and only $10, 7 p.m. Unfortunately for you youngsters, it is 21 and older. Address on the flyer. Next up, we've got The Dogs. They're wrapping up their tour today. It's probably happening right now in Donostia, Antiguaco, Frontoya. And I'm sure I did that terribly, but they'll be in Bilbao, Sarin on the 25th, and Bordeaux on the 26th. Their Total Dog Shit album is out on Mendeku Discog. It is pretty cool. Go check them out. Next, you can go participate in the filming of a video for the band Impact Driver, Impact Driver _OI to get more details. They're doing some filming. They did some at their January 17th show. That was last week. But they do have another one coming up, which is in Clinton, Connecticut on February 1st. It's the annual Mama Chaos Birthday Bash. You'll get to see Impact Driver, The War Lovers, RIP, FA, I guess. I confused from that one last week still. Max Hysteria and the Human Fund. It's at Scottish Dave's Pub in Clinton, and it's $15 in advance, $20 a day of show, and there's the Venmo there at the bottom. Kelly-Mama-Chaos for your pre-sales. Doors are 7, music at 8, and unfortunately, again, for you youngsters, it is 21 and older. But at least we're finding a mix of shows. Over the Hill are putting out their album at this matinee on Saturday, February 1st. This show is in Saint-Denis in Quebec, and you'll also get to see Jail, Mortier, I got to check out that band, and Ain't Right, who just today put out a new release. You can go over to Pills Records, Pandemics Records, and check out that new Ain't Right. So I'm sure they'll be playing some of those. It is a 2 o'clock show in the afternoon, so go check that out at Turbo House. It is $10. Great bands on that one. In addition to the band I don't know that I'm definitely going to go check out myself. Then you can go see the Normandies playing in St. Louis with Stay Sane, who I believe they're either recording or maybe they're going to be putting out something very soon. I can't remember which, but it's at No Point Skate Park in St. Louis. Besides those two bands, you can also see the Boogans, and that's January 25th. Oh, sorry, No Point. Maybe that is a sponsor of the show. And sponsor was the word I was looking for earlier. I don't know why I couldn't come up with it. The show is actually at the Sinkhole in St. Louis. Doors at 7:30, show at 8, all ages $10. Then you can go see Trafficking Melodies in Arkansas, in Malvern, Arkansas, at, I believe it is Game Over. Trafficking Melodies with, maybe it's at the Last Quarter Arcade. Anyway, you can go see them. It's $10, $20 at the door, includes arcade free play. So you get to go hear some kick-ass music and play the arcades. Ain't that a blast? That's February 8th at 7 p.m. Then Bodies in the Basement, Saturday, February 1st. This show is in Riverside, California. Back to the Grind. I can't tell if that's the band or where it's at, but I know the bands that you are going to get to see. The Odd Advantage, Badass, who's badass, Standard Issue, who's fantastic as well, Cause of Death, great stuff, plus special performance by Ukulele Hero featuring Jerry O'Neill. You got DJ Drop Dead, and it is celebrating Julia's birthday. So 14th birthday, maybe? Is that an all? Yeah, it's an all-ages show. So there you go. Happy birthday to Julia. Saturday the 1st, free, all ages, 6 p.m., and it's located at Back to the Grind. So make sure you get to that one if you're going to be in Riverside, California. Another matinee. Love the matinees, man. I am all about supporting the matinees. Street Punk Matinee featuring Savage Beat, Malad, and Diamond Dogs. 3 amazing bands there, and this is this Sunday, the 26th. Starts at 4. It is only 10 euros, so get to that, and this will be in Tilburg. Looks like maybe Little Devil. Is that the venue? Maybe that's a sponsor. Station Satrat 27. Maybe that's the venue. I am unclear on that one, so just go check it out nonetheless. Next up, let's get to Saturday, January 25th, Evil Conduct with Refugiadas. And this one is in Rhine, maybe, near Köln and Dusseldorf. It looks like it might start at 7 and live show till 2 a.m. So, yep, you see it all on the flyer. Go see Evil Conduct. Love old Evil Conduct, and I wish I was over there this weekend, but I'm actually going to be in Paris next week. I'm still trying to find any shows. If anybody knows any shows in Paris, I am kind of just in Paris, but willing to ride a train or a bus or something if it's close enough. Next, we will head over to somewhere in Ireland, maybe, because our pals Easy Company are playing with Deadbeats and The Revolt. It's a free event. The Poor Relation on Friday, January 31st. Doors at 8:30, 9 p.m. Poor Relation is a bar, and so make sure you get to that one. Maybe it's somewhere around Cork, because at least 2 of the bands are from Cork. Next up, we are at Bootlicker on Sunday, January 26th. They are playing their first show in Sacramento at Demo Art and Books. Bootlicker coming down from Vancouver, BC. They'll be playing with Whole Hog, Aggressive Manner, and Nostril. It is $15. All ages. Doors at 6:30. Over by 9:30. Respect the spot. Gotta love that. I mean, this guy right here likes the shows that are over by 9:30. That's fantastic. Go see those bands. Then there's a free Warehouse Punk show Saturday, January 25th. It's a free record release show. On top of that, doors at 4:30, so you know the show's starting early. It's all ages. You got to go see Rodents of Unusual Size, record release. Rot Bite, The Clowns, Johnny Con, Demiseria, and, oh man, who picks these fonts? DMA, something MA, and the other one's even cut off on this flyer, so I don't know what to tell you. But you can go over to rodents.punk or the_clowns_band and definitely get more details on that one. And it's free, so go check it out. We've got 2 more left to go. January 26th, Knuckleheads. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys in March. I hope they do a Punk Rock Bowling Club show, too, and see them again there. But January 26th, Knuckleheads are going to Fuck McDonald's, a secret show, live set at a McDonald's. Man, I wish I could be there for that. So make sure you follow knuckleheads.band to figure out where exactly in Southern California, I assume Southern California, Knuckleheads are going to be doing that show. So yeah, definitely want to participate with that on January 26th. And that'll bring us up to the last show, Mikey's from Badass, his birthday bash. It's going to be a 7 o'clock show. This is, where the freaking shit is the date on there? Oh, there it is. Friday, February 7th. I don't know why I couldn't see that. Noise Agents, Badass, both bands Badass, Razor Sharp, Splinter, Love Splinter 2, and then 1 Square Mile. It's loaded. It's Friday, February 7th at Solaris Brewery in Murrieta, California. It's only $10 at the door and 2 for 1 under 25 because it's an all-ages show. So load up on the youngsters, bring them to the show, and go see some kick-ass bands. That's going to wrap up Live and Wired for this week. We'll catch you maybe a little early next week. Like I said, I'll be out of town, so we'll catch you then.